Alligator blood tiring. Oh, Thunderstruck over the top. Rumbling hard. Yeah, got it. Oh, Thunderstruck, I reckon, just beaten Alligator blood.
Look at your little smug look on your face, Blake.
How bloody good was that at the furlong? Everybody in the world who was on Alligator Blood had that money spent, but I'm Thunderstruck just peels off his back and picks him up in the last stride. How do you feel, Paddy?
At the 50, I'd called my boss to have the next week off work. I was going to win a packet load when it crossed the line first. I was like, here we go. This is too easy.
Oh, I was at the lolly store with the kids and I was watching it and they're like, can I get this stuff? I said, get it all. Get it all. And then 50 metres to go, I said, put it back. Put it back. We've got no money now.
Jeez, I've got to tell you, I feel bad for this because I know you blokes were on him, but if it had been a soft 5, my money would have been on him also. So I was pulling his tail.
So hold on.
You're crooked.
So hold on. Let's gauge this level of sickness. So hold on. How much money did you have on Thunderstruck?
Nothing.
Okay, so you're purely getting joy out of this because we lost our money.
No, because my money could he was a 50-50 chance of my money carrying him. So I wanted to have made the right decision, and I did by about half a head.
I had 95% of my easy bonds on Alligator Blood in that start.
Oh, that's stupid, Pat. I would never
at $6
50% easy bonds.
Of your easy bonds? Oh, it was only $9.50. They're only worth
I get paid in easy bonds now. Blake pays me in easy bonds.
He beat third easily, so you'd be happy about that.
Yeah, it was slowunga, as Hildo puts it.
They should come up with some sort of betting style that if you don't win, you can still get some money if you run close to first.
Well, they do.
It is.
They do. Boom Better got a big promo this weekend for Nature Strip. First or second get paid $250. $25 max bet.
$250.
$250.
Given it away.
That is absolutely.
They would have got a pantsy when they did this with Eduardo 2 weeks back. So
Well, they actually, because Eduardo was the big drifter. Remember, I actually stepped in at like $3, and that was a fill up.
Nabbed.
It's true, and it's good to take those specials because you got to remember the only people that bet place are females and the elderly.
That's true. That's true. Fair enough. I think
Sorry, I missed all that.
Are you there? How's your internet going? Are you at Hildo's house?
It does.
After slagging off Hildo all week.
Oh, this is not good. I can change this. You guys, Paddy, start talking about some stuff. Can you guys hear me?
Do you want me to host the show?
Yeah, just host. I'm going to get better internet connection.
Yeah, we can hear you right now. You're all right.
Okay, start hosting because I'm going to upgrade my internet right now.
Why don't you do? You can't be serious. That's the stinger.
No, we need the. That's the stinger. No, I need you both here for the You Cannot Be Serious.
Should we have a chat about the Queen?
The Queen, yeah. Do you know what? I don't want to say anything bad about the Queen. Rest in peace, the Queen. But if she was here to watch that Alligator Blood I'm Thunderstruck race, she would have. That would have been too much for her, surely.
Maybe that's what did her in. Maybe she was on the blood.
I asked you if I could say this though, but being a Bulldog supporter, I'm quite used to loss. So when I heard the news, it was, it was quite easy to deal with, considering the amount of loss I've had to deal with over the past 5 seasons. She's been
just a great advocate for racing, and she's because we have those bloody tree huggers after us all the time. So we need someone in high places to have our back. So let's just hope that King Charles takes a leaf out of his mum's book and
he probably won't. But yeah, you know what? Did you hear that she would call? I've written an article because they're writing about anything and everything. Anyone that ever spoke to her, that she would call Chris Waller every Saturday night for the racing update.
No, I didn't know that. But every trainer that's ever trained for her in Australia got invited to the funeral.
Really? Can you imagine if she decided to call other racing celebrities in Australia on a Saturday night just to find out how they went on a Saturday? Imagine if they called your old man. Hello, Malcolm. How did you go this Saturday? Oh, F and C. F this. F and... Yep, have a great night, Queen.
Actually, I have to speak to my old man because he might have got an invite because he actually rode for the Queen.
He wouldn't go, though. He'd say yes and then not go. Yeah, I'll be there 100%. 100%
Get off
I'll
the
be
phone
there.
and
Yep.
go, no way I'm going to that.
Save me a seat up the front.
Were you being respectful?
forgot to ask.
Were you being respectful of the Queen? I missed
Of
all
course
that.
we were.
I'm a monarchist. I love it.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Forgot
we
to
just,
ask where the
we
funeral was
just
at.
basically said that we hope King Charles takes a leaf out of his mum's book and gives the support that she gave to racing because she was a great advocate to Australian racing, and he can piss those bloody tree huggers off that always stand out the front of the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, and did
Yeah,
you
mate,
know?
and
Did you know she used to call Chris Waller every Saturday night?
I've done this.
Oh,
story.
okay, sorry.
You heard that, Wood.
Did you know that that all anyone that trained for her in Australia were all invited to the
Yeah,
thing?
heard it.
Anyway, my internet's back. I fixed it. I'm in the new office, boys.
Are you?
I'm in the new
Open
office.
plan
You look
too.
good. You look good now. I
Mate,
can
I've lost-
actually see you.
I thought you meant look good. I've lost 3 kilos this week. I went on. It's such a good diet. It's called Gastro, and I lost about 1 kilo every 12 hours. It was flying.
Well
Just
done.
in time
you
for the
really?
golf trip. I'm looking slim.
Well done, you do. You look good. You've
I'm
probably got
sweating a lot too, so
six-pack
maybe I'm
under that.
not.
It
I'm
is
probably not.
quite interesting. You're coming on the back end of an illness, and it's the best you've ever looked.
Thank you. I spent 9 hours vomiting in the shower, and my wife goes, "Geez, you got a bit of colour about you." I said, "Thanks, honey."
How about that body jump in here?
Get into bed. Oh, you shit it.
Where is this show going?
Actually, speaking of your old man, Blake, he was in the paper today. We're not covering the Kingston Town Stakes, but he had his say, and I tend to agree with him. But he was saying that he's called for not the Kingston Town Classic to be a Group 1, but to honour Kingston Town, Farlap, Carbine, Tulloch, and Burnborough. They should have Group 1 races named after him, after them, and I totally agree.
Yeah, I tend to agree as well. I thought the Kingston Town does have a Group 1 named after him. Doesn't he have one
In the
Western
Western
Wales
Australia?
Classic?
They've changed it to the Northerly.
Oh, okay. Because they did write something like that, and it would confuse me. But yeah, they had one over in Western Australia, didn't they?
How bloody ridiculous. I know normally he was a great horse. Great horse.
Freddie Kersley.
Deserves a race named in his honour, but Kingston Town was a Hall of Famer.
100%.
Well, they said the 5 Hall of Famers all don't have a race, a Group 1 race
Isn't
named
it
after them.
ridiculous? It's absolutely
How does that get missed like that?
Oh, they forget. They forget pretty quickly, Woodhead. They forget.
Mal will be reminding him this Saturday. He'll be out at the track for the Kingston Town Classic. I think he's doing. I think he's going to be in the winners' room all day.
Yep, we'll get anything
All 10 races.
Get
He's
ready
going to
for
be in
that.
there. No, if they win the Kingston Town Stakes, which is a Group 3, he presents them with the trophy and all that. So that's really good.
Oh, lucky whoever has a winner. I feel sorry for the person who has the 10th winner. After Dad's had 20 beers.
With
You
his
still
new,
smoke your old
with
man?
his
No,
new
he doesn't.
boots.
He doesn't.
No, he's on the
Doesn't
vape.
he?
No, yeah, he's way too cool for that.
Oh, he's looking cool lately.
He
He had
is
some
very cool.
he had some brand new boots last time we saw him, and instantly
Alligator
dropped food
skin.
on him.
Beautiful.
Instantly dropped food on him.
Was
the greatest thing
alligator
ever.
skin?
They were.
He was causing havoc last time we saw your old man. He was trying to get my son to pop, like, at Blake's son's birthday, this huge balloon. Like, how much did that balloon thing cost you? $1,000 easy. And he was giving my son, a 3-year-old, like, sharpened skewers from chicken skewers to run through the balloons and pop them. How
He's
did you
responsible.
survive, Blake?
Oh, I survived. That balloon garland was
Garland.
very expensive.
Nearly blew
Comparatively
away.
to the rest of the cost of the child's birthday party. So we won't talk too much about that.
Are we going to be at the track on Friday? We've got Big Diwali Lights heading around on Friday.
Yeah, Big D. It's D-Day for him, really. He's going to be given a dig out of the gates, and we're going to put him into the race. And Hopefully we get a firm deck and we'll see what the Big D can do.
I think currently $6. Pat, are you going to lean into the $6?
I might
Have a little bit of a bite of the $6. So
I might put a
I
bit
can't
on the
remember what
side.
race it is. I think it's race 4, guys.
Got half an easy bond left. I might. I know that they've appreciated in value because sickos like Blake, who didn't back who didn't back Alligator Blood and saved their money. They've actually scooped up all the easy bonds that we lost.
I was happy.
Blockchain.
I was happy with myself.
Blockchain.
That's
why you were in. That's why your internet was down. You were mining for easy bonds.
Crypto mining. You can't crypto mine easy bonds unless you're on dial up.
Hello, it's Alan Andreas.
Hello. He's in the 50s. Hello,
Fly me to the moon, Alan.
Did you? I've got to get the feedback on the new show. What do you guys think of the weigh-in?
Oh, love it. Absolutely love it.
I also like it.
It's good. I tell you what, fuck, working with Luke Hilton would be hard. He
said to me, "Oh, I really enjoyed the show." I'm like, "Yeah, I know the other boys did, but they won't keep enjoying it if you take an hour and a half to set up for a half an hour show."
I don't know
what was he in makeup?
I don't know what we'll do. I don't know what he was doing. But I wasn't joking. When we spoke to Rachel, if you haven't listened to the show, go back and have a listen. Rachel King jumped on board. That was very nice, and she was fantastic. But he rocked up with nothing. So he ended up doing the show wearing her headphones, or like AirPods, her laptop at her house on her internet.
How was he going to do it?
I'm not sure.
Going to draw it and send it to you.
He made a joke about a tin cup the week before, but I think he might have been serious.
Yeah, that's the cow in the boy, I'd say.
At least you got through it.
Bloody oath. Tom Dixon, if you're listening to the show, you call me every... Look at him. Look at that. Oh, what a start.
Is that before one of the nights out that we went on? That I go stand in front of the hedge. I'll get a snap in. I'll get a quick. Oh no, stand in front of the garage.
It was the fake hedge.
You cannot be serious. That ball was.
There'd be a lot of this. This better be a good one too. I feel like you haven't come back with the whack you ended the season with.
I've got two. I got two today. One big one, and the big one is: do you not just hate it when your horse kicks clear 200 metres? You think you're home. You're not even worried about the early crow because you, in your own mind, in your own self, know that you are home, and then bang, you get nutted in a photo. You cannot be serious. All I want to do is just... I had a text written out to you guys to say, God, I hate racing. I hate punting. I'm fucking over this. And then I just deleted it. I was like... Nah,
the next race at Tari's up, so I'll just keep digging.
This isn't positive, and if I send this, I've got to wait for a reply, so I'll just get on whatever's next.
I'm not minding the favour to Chuka here. Mate, you know what? It took me back to when Doriamus... I was on Doriamus when Might and Power beat it in the Cup in 1997. I'm not a student of the game.
That's a butcher. That is.
I'm not a student of the game.
Let me throw this out. I asked the boys the other night. I said, make sure you get your worst beat in a photo story ready for me, so that you can say it on the show when I ask you what's your worst beat. And I know Woodhead would have just not had one, so I said, just you say Doremus in the 97 Melbourne Cup when they would cross the line and Might and Power nutted it on the line and Greg Hall went and celebrated, but he'd gotten beat.
Well, I will say, Pat actually spelled it wrong, Woodhead. So, you can be forgiven.
Thank you. Thanks, Blake.
I said, say it like I spelt it. Doriamus. I don't know that there were that many eyes in it.
Yeah, well, they would have went up. Like if you were on him and the jock's that confident that he's won. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. It's funny just how much the jocks don't know. Like you had Rachel King on the show the other morning, and she said she rode the horse all the way up the back straight, just waiting to see if she'd won or not. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, if it had gotten beat, I just would have kept riding the horse down." Like, it's funny that you just don't know when you cross the line. It's a lottery.
You think they know?
What's your worst one, Blake?
We'll go with the exact same thing. You remember when Sunline won the Doncaster and Shogun Lodge just about grabbed her on the line and Bossy went up after the line? Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Bossy got bad publicity from that, unfortunately.
The late Shogun Lodge. What a horse he was. He was a great horse. She was a great miler too, Sunline. But yeah, I'd have to say, I was trackside that day. And I was on Shogun Lodge, so yeah, that was a bit rough. I thought I'd won.
Oh, I'll tell you one of the best ones I've seen, photos that I've gotten where I thought I missed it, was when Octagonal beat Arcadia in the BMW.
I can't say I remember it, but
on Slipper Day.
He won plenty of races.
He was in a BMW.
Yeah, he was in a BMW. But oi, moving on. My other you cannot be serious is Bob Peters. They all bagged Pikey. He come across to the east and left the Bob Peters show, and he was on the gravy train. But I got to say, I reckon the Peters horses aren't going as well without Pikey on them. And he's taken his bat and ball. He's taken all his horses and gone back to the west. He said, "Stuff this. I've had enough. Western Empire, let's go." And he's ridden them back into the Western Australia, over the Western Australian border. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can't believe it actually. Their horses haven't been performing up to what they were doing in WA, but they really haven't got track conditions to suit. And, I don't know.
It didn't look comfortable on the weekend. It just didn't. Yeah, but yeah, it was a big call to bring them home. Bring them home.
Can you imagine how many futures bets just went astray? All the Peters followers, people in Western Australia that just would have followed him religiously. The futures, those colours, just it's more Ferraris for the bookies with that sort of decision. I reckon it's probably premature, but there is horses. He can do what he wants with them, I guess.
That's right.
Will Pikey head back west?
No chance. He would be making squillions.
They've still got a couple of horses in.
Got to ride winners to make
at Caulfield. They're not all gone. They've got 3 runners on Saturday. They've got Midnight Blue, Graceful Girl, and the good horse Showmanship. So they've still got.
They've left Showmanship here.
Yep.
So he just took the bat, not the ball.
Just took the bat and some of the balls.
The trucks are not that big, so they couldn't fit all the horses.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I wonder if those 3 or 4 run poorly this weekend.
That'll be gone.
What he does? Will he just pull the pin entirely?
Well,
and say, get him back here. I've had enough.
Showmanship's one of your horses, so I'll be interested to see if you're tipping him in there, Sir Rupert Clarke.
Should we get into these races? There's some.
Let's get stuck in. I hate all this small talk.
Oh, God, you guys have shit banter.
No truer statement said by Blake.
It is true.
What we
I'm
should
only
do
friends
is
with you two for the racing.
Pat,
if you don't want me here, I'll walk.
I will. Yeah, we should just do the first 10 minutes of the show on our own, Pat, and just call Blake in.
Yeah, have me sitting in the green room. I'd actually like that. Have the first half an hour if you want.
He goes, yeah, just have me sit. I would rather stare at a blank screen with no sound than talk to you two.
Yeah. Do you know what? I would rather Blake, so that he's happy the whole show. Let's just get a photo of him being happy and the mouth just moves.
Oh, yeah, we'll get a picture for him.
Like on Conan O'Brien.
I'm happy. I'm happy getting stuck into these races.
So if you don't mind shutting up, Pat, we'll continue.
Can you two peanuts just shut up?
Let's start at Caulfield, BJ, with what's the weather doing down in Melbourne this weekend? Seeing as Blake, I didn't tell you this, Pat, but Blake pulled me aside and said, "Do you mind if I do the weather?" I see you get a lot of fans because of the weather. I want to do it.
Yeah,
this is going to throw me right. I've done all my form with you doing the weather.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's not snowing in Caulfield.
Well, Sam, I'm glad you asked.
Soft 5.
We're currently on a soft 5, that is correct. The rail is out 6 metres the entire course. We're recording this on Thursday? So we got 1 to 5 meals predicted tomorrow, and then on Saturday throughout the day we've also got 1 to 5 meals. So I'm thinking we're going to be on a rain affected track, maybe a 6 or a 7.
I've
and
got
I
it
would
as a 5 in my
suggest
books.
that we are looking for horses that are going to be on speed.
Horses on speed. Yeah,
On
I've got
speed
it
and
as
closer
a
to the
soft
rail.
5. What have you got it as, Pat? We should all do different tracks.
Up and in.
Up and in?
Up and in, I'd say up and in as well, Pat.
Does Woodard even know what that means?
Nah, I'm a fucking idiot.
Can we, when you come in, can we put Woodard in the green room?
Yeah, we can. Make it like
Blake would like that too. When we talk about racing, me and Blake swap. Let's start with this Group 3. It's the Caulfield Guineas Prelude. Af Cabin, $2.50 currently, is our favourite. Second line of betting is Osipenko, $4. Japanese Emperor at $9.60. The rest at double figure odds. Pat, BJ, you like one in here, don't you? No, Pat does.
Pat does.
Pat does.
I like one. I think that I reckon Af Cabin will have a lot of supporters after coming out and braining them at Sandown. But then Caulfield, when it came back in distance, I thought it looked a bit plain, and then it's coming back out to 1,400 metres, which I don't like when their preps are all over the shop like this. We've seen its exposed form now. The way it ran through the line last start, I don't know. I reckon it could nearly be ready to be tipped out after Cabin. So I have gone Osipenko on top.
Oh, yeah.
I saw this horse win its first race in June. Unexpectedly, it won that race and it won quite impressively. So its next start run a brilliant second to Kaboo where they gapped the third horse. It's trialled twice, pretty easy trials coming into this, and drawn the one, should be able to posse up near the lead. And I think with the natural improvement from the Wallace stable after the slight freshen up, it should be winning this race.
We wanted to have a bet on Osipenko last week, didn't we, Blake?
Yeah, we did. Osipenko's a very good horse, and he might be the Caulfield Guineas horse. You'd suggest that he's Chris Waller's Caulfield Guineas horse. I backed him last week. I took $15 and they pulled him out. So do I want to step in at $3.80 in what is... Well, I'm not going to say it's a tougher race, but it's a lot shorter price. Probably not. I think Af Cabin's definitely the one to beat. I think they're just setting him up for the Caulfield Guineas, Pat. So he probably just needed that run back in trip. I think the market loved him there, so he started 2:15. He just needed room sooner, and the winner, Jack Winot's pretty smart. He's going to start probably on the third light and betting in the Golden Rose. Cars on board. The one that I would be speccing, I liked his run first up, was Meridius. Finds the right spot. He was really good at the Valley over 1,200 metres. In that last 200 metres, he really knuckled down. 1,400 metres seemingly suits him, and that was a career peak. So I think he can go on with the job. I think he's the one that's probably the overs. But I do think Osipenko will probably prove to be the best horse in the race.
Beauty.
You can't stay away from Damien Lane now. Remember that? It was the whole... You barred him. I think you're a bit...
He's back. He's back now.
He's back.
I reset it. Every season I reset.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's no use giving them life sentences, but they can go for a season.
Life's a short time in racing.
Does this sound right? His strike rate in these last 100 runners he's 22%. He's had 22 winners out of his last 100 runners.
D-Lane?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bloody flying.
You're the
stat
man,
man.
Ah, mate,
all we can do is believe you.
I always have had this up here, and I didn't want to jump in on it, but yeah, it's
Never seen a bloke with more abacuses.
I've actually got 3 screens going on at the moment.
D-Lane,
One of them blank.
22 winners in his last 100 rides. That's flying. Absolutely.
That's very good, isn't it?
Low flying.
Okay, very nice. Osipenko. We've got the Group 2 here. The 1,000 Guineas Prelude. Prelude? I'm sure it. Now, our favourite, and we've had a little bit of jumping around here, is She's Lickety Split at $6. Boogie Dancer $6.50. Miss Hellfire $9.10. Mumbai Jewel $10. The rest at double figure odds. Boom Bet's up and about in this market. BJ, who are you liking?
Didn't we in the pre-meeting say that we weren't going to touch on this race?
I wasn't sure. You're talking about 10 races.
I reckon we definitely said that. I don't think he even listened.
I think we said that. I'm pretty confident we said we were going to cover that in the
send him to the green
$100
room.
strategy.
Off to the green room, you.
Okay, we'll come back to this race. Let's go to the
let's
group
do
one.
it.
No, let's do it now. I think we've already... No. Mate, I think I said to you, I haven't done this race.
Paddy, who are you liking in the Group 2? So what, we just roll straight into the Group 1?
Yeah, that was the meeting. That's what we organised.
The Group 1, that's race 7 at Caulfield, guys. It's the Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes. It's a race. Our favourite at the moment is I Wish I Win at $3.80. Next is Tuvalu and Ayrton, both on the line at $7.50. Showmanship at $8.50. Dragon Leap at $12. This is an interesting Group 1. Which one of you two wants to kick us off?
Me.
Okay, you. Are we doing this race?
Our horse is in this race, guys. Our horse, we had the big bet on it in the Stratty. It just had a gut buster, ran in behind Alligator Blood, but it was 4 wide the trip. It has absolute elite first up form, elite track form, elite distance form. This is the horse we had on top in the Stratty. I know it comes here with a bit more weight, but I think it all just looks in its favour here to just brain this field. So I've got Ayrton on top.
Ayrton.
Big overs at the $6.50, $7.
$7.50.
$7.50.
Yeah.
Shiver me timbers.
What's our good friends over at Boombek got it for? $7.50. Oh, they're not giving us the price here. Boombet. They've got $5.20 fixed. They're liking Ayrton too.
Yeah, they don't want to lay
just like
Ayrton.
the track to be on the improving side.
Yeah.
You're happy to lay Ayrton?
Well, I think the thing is that Sportsbet take deductions for emergencies, and Boombet and the rest of them don't. So if you're not in the field, they shouldn't be taking deductions, which is the case with most bookies, except for Sportsbet. So that $7.50 is not really there, considering the favourite is an emergency. So I Wish I Win is second emergency.
Yeah.
And
more than likely
that makes sense. Yeah, looking at the other bookies, definitely. All around that $5.50, $6 mark. Okay.
He's unlikely to get into the field.
Love those nuggets.
He's unlikely to get into the field, considering that all these horses have been set for this race and they're not dual acceptors. If he does get into the field, it's just by how far, because he's too good for them. Outstanding first up win. He was backed as if unbeatable. I know that was just an open handicap, but he just comes into this race with no weight, and his figures over the concluding stages there are too good for these. The horse that Pat tipped, Ayrton, on a good surface, I would have him right there. I'd probably have him on top. I'm just not sure. Like if it is a soft 6, soft 7, I'm just not sure about him there. He was good over this track and distance first up last preparation. I think that was off about 280 odd days maybe. So he comes into this off a lot less time between runs. The jump out was good. He just had a wishy-washy prep last preparation. Like he went 1,800 metres, and then they said, "Oh, no, we're not going. He's not going to run 2,000 metres." So then they freshened him back up and run him in a Stradbroke from a wide draw. So wishy-washy preparation, but he can definitely win. The horse that I've landed on is Tuvalu down the bottom. Really good first up, winning at Warrnambool last preparation. He went on to win a couple of races at Flemington. He tries Caulfield for the first time, but he's got a really good winning record. I think he lands outside the leader. There's one of the speed horses is probably going to come out open-minded. It's the fourth emergency, so it won't get a run. I think he probably crosses over with Corsign Mav and shoots the front at the top of the straight, and he's going to be hard to catch.
Maps well. You're right. I like it. Tuvalu and Paddy, you're liking the Ayrton.
I think. What about seeing Asar in this? Remember, it killed a few of our quaddies the other week.
Yeah.
Oh, hate
Everyone's
that horse.
quaddy.
Hate that horse.
We all hate that horse. Should we go to Sydney? So what's the weather doing in Sydney?
Yeah, so big night tonight, Thursday night. There's like 10
what are we
to
doing?
20 mils predicted.
10 to 20 mils?
No, sorry, 5 to 10 mils predicted. So
Get home safe, Pat.
yeah, we're currently
20 mil mark, get home safe.
currently on a soft 5.
Soft 5 out there at the moment.
Yeah, currently on a soft 5, 10 to 20 mils overnight. So I think we're going to land on a probably soft 6, soft 7 tomorrow, but maybe we'll get back to a soft 5 by Saturday. So rail's in the true position, so I'd suggest that it's going to play fair.
Fair, that'd be nice.
Fair.
Track played well last week, didn't it?
Last week? What was last week? Yeah. Where was last week?
Where?
Hill.
Oh, in secret and that. Yeah, played very fair. Yep.
Yeah.
The week before was awful.
Yes, it was. We want fair. I'm going to do the Group 1 first here because I want to kind of pull apart the shorts race a little bit more. But we've got them here. We've got to go head to head. It's the George Main Stakes, race 7, 1,600 metres. Group 1, just shy of $1 million in prize money. Animo. Best prize you can get is $2.25. Zaki $3.20. Fangirl $10. This is a big gap back. Duas at $20.50. Hinge $20. Etc. Is this, like the market predicts, just a 2-horse race? Or is it a 1-horse race?
I wouldn't think so. Clearly, I have Zaki and Animo on top. Fangirl, she must have, so she drew wide first up, and Animo drew the closer to the fence, and you probably swap the runs here. I think Animo is going to be behind her. They'll probably give her. They're not going to. This is not grand final day. It's not Epsom day, so they're not going to really put her into the race. But I think she's probably in front of Animo, so I'm going to give her some type of hope. I think there's probably 3 winning chances in the race, and it's those 3. Hinged a rough winning chance. I didn't think that she had all that much luck first up, but I think the Epsom's her race as well. But I'm going to have. I think Zaki's the one to beat. If they run him here, I think Annabelle will probably only run him if it's a soft 6 or better. I think we're going to get those conditions. I think he just takes up the running, absolute control of the race. Where does Animo get to? It's not grand final day, so they're not going to give him a dig and have him outside the leader. I think they're just going to take their medicine and be out the back. So I think he's probably going to be giving Zaki 2 to 3 lengths head start into the home straight, and Zaki's just got a good turn of foot. He's just going to be really hard to run down. He was really good first up. You saw McDonald didn't get the bottom of him. He sort of just clicked him up, give him one around the backside, and he really lengthened. So I think he's in good order, and I think there's not much between them, and the market has a little bit between them. So Zaki for me.
Pat, you're with Animo.
I'm on the other side, mate. I'm with Animo. I've thrown Animo into the boom bet double. Mate, I think this horse has gone to a new level this prep. When they flopped out the back first up last prep and it couldn't run down overpass or something like that, I think it was a different horse, and now it has just come along in leaps and bounds, and I think it is going to go out the back and just storm down the outside. Next level horse Animo, so this race I cannot wait to see. I think I would love to see them pair off and just fight it out, and Animo to come over the top.
It is a terrific race, and
great race.
I did listen to the radio. I listened to the Moody podcast this morning, and one of the owners is on podcast, and they said Maximal is a flying, and to have a ticket on him in the Caulfield Cup. So I'd suggest that he's going that way. So if he runs well on Saturday, that's where he's going.
What sort of money would they have paid for Maximal? 2 million?
Oh, that 2 million. He's a horse, yeah, a stallion. You wouldn't think 2 million. He's not a Group 1 winner, so.
But it's related to Frankel.
I don't know.
His
You
half
tell
brother,
me.
full brother.
Yeah, he would have been expensive. Yeah, definitely.
I reckon it would have.
Maybe 2 million.
Astronomical. Yeah, I think it would have been crazy prices, Maximal. So it's I think as far as it's concerned, it's been a bit disappointing.
He needs a very dry track, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not going to get that this weekend, so the 90-1 would be about right.
So Animo would probably need the better track than Zaki, or do you think...
No. I think Zaki needs it better than Animo.
The track conditions are going to probably affect Zaki more than Animo. If we do kind of sit around
well,
that
if it's
soft
too heavy,
6.
Zaki will come out. If it's too wet, Zaki will come out. They're going to run him in Melbourne next week if it's too wet.
Yeah,
okay.
Zaki's heavy and soft form mostly is in Brizzy, isn't it?
Well, he won first up on the heavy, but I think that was touch and go whether they were going to run him, and it just was put in take-out job. They've got bigger plans for him, and they think he's a better horse on top of the ground. So I just, if they run him here and the track's dry enough, he just gets absolute control of the race.
I just think it nearly had Ice Bath run it to a length and a half last start.
Yeah, but I don't think they got to the bottom of him. Like I think that he just, if you watch James, like he just half waves the whip at him, gives him a slap up, and he just puts him away. Like,
you reckon it was just foreplay?
I do.
I love it when you talk like that, Blake.
He wasn't even getting into the full act. He was just.
I've got my boom bet multi on, so I'm not opposed to Animo winning.
My wife and I both have ours on.
What is the boom bet multi, fellas? I don't have it in front of me.
It's Zoo Gotcha
into
Animo.
What price we getting?
$7.50.
Be all over in half an hour.
We $7.50. Okay, very nice.
Do you know what?
And
I
the
love
Nature
that.
Strip multi. We need a Rob boom bet.
We should be choosing races that are so close together like that, just so we can get it all out
Just
of the way.
have a half hour of power. Everyone just
It was
collects.
35 minutes, all over.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
This is just... I love that you guys are on different sides of the fence here. I think this is what we need to see. But if we can kind of get a taste or emulate what we saw last weekend with Alligator Blood and I'm Thunderstruck, I think regardless, we're just in for a bloody good race here. But, you know, like I said, do you... Well, actually... A question to you: do you think we'll see as big a gap like we saw in that race back to third, or you know, some of those horses you mentioned, Blake, like a Maximal, or
what about a Duet?
yeah, like, do you think that they can contend here?
Personally, I don't think I don't think Jewis can win. It wouldn't be shock me if Fangirl knocked him over. Hinged.
Montefilia running home.
Fangirl's running the Winks was.
Yeah, I don't think. I probably like the Chipping Norton. I thought she could win Montefilia, but Zaki and Animo are different gravy to that race. So I would think that those two probably fight out the finish. But geez, I wouldn't be surprised to see a few of them hit the line really hard into third. Fangirl's got some winning hope, I think.
This is going to be a great race. This is going to be a great race. And the next one is too. The mini Everest. We're just blessed. We're just blessed. Very next race. Group 2. The shorts.
The possibles versus the probables.
1,100 metres. Let's have a look at this pricing. Let me just update this. Nature Strip, the best price we can get right now is $2.40 with Boom Bet. Obviously, have the bloody Nature Strip first or second, $2.50.
What are you looking at right now? Because I don't have that.
What price have you got?
I got best price available $2.20, but
Oh, yep. So I opened the page as soon as we start, which is now 40 minutes ago, and it's come in since.
Yep, well, odds on with the tab currently, $1.95.
$1.95. Eduardo, 440. Marzu, $8. Lost and Running, 10s. Classique Legend, 18 with Overpass. Masked Crusader, 23s. End them at 31s. The rest they shoot right back here. Shelby, 66 in this race. This is going to be a beauty.
Wet enough. Not going to be wet enough for Shelby, surely.
I didn't know Shelby was still here. In the city, the big lights.
He's here. He's country horse of the year. Won country horse of the year the other day.
Did
it well deserved too.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. I'll shoot back to the country and enjoy it. It's no chance in this race. Eduardo.
Well,
Nature Strip.
I wouldn't say that he's a chance, but I think it was this race last year that he ran him to about half a length. Wasn't it, Pat? Shelby?
Sorry, Eduardo. Shelby.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this race last year was 1,100 metres Randwick, I think, as well.
Eduardo won that one, didn't it?
Yeah, Eduardo won.
I'm looking at this punting form website. It's just so much information to take in.
Lot to digest. Paddy, who are you liking in this one?
Oh, mate, you've got the world's best sprinter here. Who am I to say that the world's best sprinter will not win this race? It went over to Royal Ascot, brained them, absolutely brained them, comes back here. It's coming up against similar field to what it did last year. I know you've got your Marzus coming through. Lost and Running should be a year better for the experience. I cannot see that anything below Lost and Running giving Nature Strip any problems in this race. It'll all just come down to, will there be a sacrificial lamb in this race? Will someone jump out and try and take it up to Nature Strip? And what will J-Mac do? Will he sit off it? Will he sit off an Eduardo? Will he even sit off a Shelby? Will he Overpass? Might go nuts like it did in the trial. It's obviously looking for a slot, and they've obviously got it very forward after watching the trials. It's Bjorn Baker's winning trials like Gay Waterhouse used to. So it's an interesting race as far as will someone sacrifice themselves? Will that suit Nature Strip sitting off the back of that? You know, will it lead, get a soft lead, and will they just be fighting out for second? It's so many scenarios to unpack here, but I just can't see them beating Nature Strip. I know it's a year older and everything, but well, it was freakish overseas, and it's done it all before here, so why not again?
You going against the Strip beach?
No, I just want to clarify. It was the Challenge Stakes that Shelby 66 split Eduardo and Nature Strip. That was over 1,000 metres at Randwick. It was in March.
It was wet.
It was wet. Nature Strip for me. Can I get him that price? I'm not sure. I've got him marked around 240. I think he's very hard to beat. And at his best, he wins the race. I have no doubt about it. But he does have a pattern of tapering. Like, I don't think, 100% Chris Waller's not going to have him at his top here. Just because it's not grand final day, and we know that Chris Waller's a grand final trainer. He's just come off a peak, winning in England. Now he comes back here. 1,100 metres is probably short of his best. I do, like, he has had a habit of missing, like, he's probably not suited by an inside draw. I'd prefer him to have an outside draw because he can be a little bit tardy away, and then he can build into the race and find himself outside the lead. But if he misses the start here, I think Overpass is probably going to cross over and try to make a statement and lead here. Eduardo's going to show his usual speed. Nature Strip will want to begin and probably camp behind if Eduardo and Overpass go quickly. So I think that he's probably the most likely winner. Eduardo was outstanding first up on that really heavy track. I think he's probably the one to beat. Classique Legend will flop out the back. Interested to see how Marzu measures up. But yeah, I think Nature Strip's on top, but I probably can't get him that short.
I reckon the question mark horse here, though, might be Overpass. He came out last prep and beat Animo first up, so that trial, obviously,
he's a pretty nice horse.
Looks very
I don't
forward.
think that wins this race, personally. So he would have had to come on, but he's got a hope for sure. He's a pretty nice horse.
Yeah, what about the way it's trial?
Having Rachel on the show would be. I'd definitely be having a little ticket on Overpass.
It's two trials.
For that
the
horse,
first trial
I think
won by
they said
9
if it
lengths.
doesn't, it's got to show that it's got something here because they want that slot. So at $18,
Definitely.
I think it'd be worth having a little bit, but yeah, it's not really.
Well, I had to laugh. I reckon
I'm
that's
with
why
you,
they've come
because
out.
I think Nature Strip gets it. It's
He's the
going
one
to
to
be a
beat.
good race.
I think the bookies will take him on. I think that you'll get a lot better than that price on Saturday. I think you'd have to expect 250 plus on Saturday.
The punters are going to plough into Nature Strip. Oh, we lost Paddy
That's
there.
fine. That's fine.
Just cut me straight out.
That's fine. I do think this is their chance to get something out of him. If he's going to get beat this preparation, it probably is this run. So
Yeah.
I think they'll take him on.
Just because it's a bit shorter, or just because
Because it's
first
shorter.
up, the travel.
It's like he's had quarantine over there, and then he's had quarantine here. So
Yeah.
they probably haven't. He's probably had a month of quarantine. They probably haven't got to the bottom of him. He's not at 100%. Like he's not at his. He's not. It's not grand final day. So they've got beaten this race before by Eduardo, and we know that when he's not at his best, Eduardo can get him on the day. So they'll want to peak him up for Everest Day, as they do every year. So this isn't grand final day. He hasn't drawn perfectly as well. So there's enough to say that the bookies will take him on.
Who is your second pick then?
Eduardo. I think if Nature Strip gets beat, it'll probably be by Eduardo.
The funny thing was, last start, weren't they? They were backing Malkovich to beat Eduardo.
Yeah, it was
interesting.
ridiculous. They backed they actually backed Andermatt off the map that day. I think Andermatt ended up starting nearly favourite, and Eduardo, it was against the pattern. Like Eduardo, he didn't have all the pattern to his favour. Like Malkovich did find the fence, and he was probably slightly disappointing. But Hildo said that he's probably not his best on a heavy, and Eduardo just sat outside him and put him to the sword at the top of the straight. It's a good win. And I think that
heard a rumour.
Overpass, that's what Eduardo will do to Overpass as well. He'll be with his striking distance. He'll hit the front, and it's whether Nature Strip can run him down or not, and he can on his day. But does his fitness give out late? I'm not sure. We'll see. He tried super in between.
You'd love to have a horse that you could say, we knocked off Nature Strip in a trial. We did have a horse that knocked off Red Zell in a trial, but it never went on with it.
Trial superstar.
Trial.
There are a few of
I
those
reckon
out
though that launch into Andermatt against Eduardo last start, the bookies must have just got together and said, "Do you guys want to buy some Ferraris?" Yep. Let's say that Andermatt is shortening here and see if we can launch some of the punters' money away from Eduardo into it, because I do not know where that came from.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from either, but he's a good horse, and Matt's a good horse. And
I was just spooning that price, Eduardo price, more. Just kept taking it. It was lovely.
Good on you, brother. $3. I was happy with
That's
it
all
too.
gone now.
I didn't get $3, but
Are you all right, Woodhead?
yeah, sorry, I'm having a few
Are
little
you
technical
okay?
issues over here. But yeah, I didn't get $3. So I was,
You haven't pressed any sound buttons either this
yeah, that could
You
have.
show-
No, I had. You cannot be serious. And then we had the music coming into this. The music's still working, isn't it?
I'm just checking you're okay, mate.
We
Just
haven't had a
making sure.
boom thing yet today.
Tell me if the volume's still working. And that's all we'll play.
I hate that song now.
Oh, that's all we'll play because we might get pulled again.
I reckon we may have got pulled during that Punters Club thing because it was R. Kelly.
Blake's a massive R. Kelly fan.
I used to be.
His music
And
or
I
his
say to
lifestyle?
Blake, you got to stop being a fan. He goes, no, I'm still with him.
I'll still play him. No
I'll
doubt.
still play him.
Don't
Few,
be the green
few
one.
Not
jail
cancelling him.
royalties.
Not cancelling him.
Few jail royalties. Remind me again while Nash isn't on Eduardo.
He's suspended.
Geez, he'd be punching some darts during suspension time, I'll tell you that.
Hey, bad day to be a dart around Nash when he's watching that race thing.
Have you seen his Facebook updates? Oh, ordinary day to be a ciggy.
Like to be a ciggy today. You know what we should do next season?
Get vape oil and send it to him.
New gear. We should do new gear next season.
New year, new gear.
Oh, Blake's screen's frozen again. Oh, no, no.
Oh, here we go. He's back.
I'm just ready. Like, I'm ready to move on.
Oh,
No matter what,
Move on.
got money on my mind, I can't never get enough. And when I step up
To the end.
everybody's hands go up.
And they stay there. And they stay there. It's $100 strategy time, gents. $100 strategy time. We have got such a good weekend of racing coming up. We got so many races to choose from. Paddy, have you kind of done the form around them, or you kind of sticking to the races that you were kind of pulling apart? Or?
Yeah, mostly sticking to the races that we've pulled apart. So I do have an early bet. I've got 3 bets to go.
Let's do them.
And I'll motor through them. So I want 25 on Osipenko. So Melbourne race 4, number 1 at $4. I was looking last night, but I think it's $3.90 now. I want 25 on Ayrton, race 7, number 8.
Yep.
For all the reasons mentioned before. Then I want to all up Animo into Nature Strip, into Melbourne race 8, number 4, Chain of Lightning. She's absolutely flying. She won the Cochrane when racing wide with cover. She put together an impressive record, 5 from 5. Her closing speed is brilliant. Cannot see her getting beaten in this field. And at $3, I reckon she's massive overs. So I want to all up the 3 of them as well for $50.
You got a price for that all up?
Yeah, 2 times 3 is 6 times $2.50 is $15.
There you go. 50 on it, $15. BJ, take us through your strategy.
Yeah, let's go. Randwick race 2. I'm going to have a bet in this race. No, not race 2. What
Through
race
us.
is it? Randwick race 3. We're going to race 3.
Zinger.
Race 4 at Randwick. We're going to race 4 at Randwick. I'm actually confident this time.
Just kidding.
Race 5. Gotcha. It's a stitch up by BJ.
Yep, so
Classic stitch
Randwick
up.
race 4. We're going to have a throw at the stumps with one down the bottom. I think Astray is going to run a big race. That was a winning trial. Arnold is going to be hard to beat. He's a like the race horse that will go on to win bigger and better races. But I think this mare will win better races than benchmark 78 grade. I think she's stake class. She was really well backed first up last preparation over this trip when winning on the Kensington track, and then she was well supported to win a race at Randwick over the mile. That was the Aspiration, won by Lalude and Polygray. She started $7 there. Then she had no luck in the CUNY Stakes, and then she was tried over some staying trips. So let's just forgive those, but go back and watch her trial. If that's not a winning trial, I'll give up. Best price available, Woodhead, $21 with Boom.
Yeah, I've got 21 with Boom. Can get better.
Yeah, so I think 23 is the 26, maybe the best
Yeah,
available.
26s lads and netties are doing.
Yep, so I think she's going to be very hard to beat. So we're having $10 on her.
Blake, did you take any of the $40 about when they first put it up?
I think I have a ticket at maybe 30s or something like that.
Just laying around here. I can't find it right now, but it's $30.
Oh, she's very hard.
Oh, that's true.
She
They had
won't start that
$41
price.
up for about a minute.
She won't start that price. This is the best bet of the weekend. We'll go Randwick, race 6. Zugotcha. Zugotcha. She's going to be hard to beat. She was supported from 50s into about $13 first up. and she was dominant.
Yep.
I think Pikey only got to the bottom of her in the final furlong. She was probably in the worst part of the track, coming up the inside. In Secret's come out and won the Run to the Rose since. North Star Lass has also won since. So she's beat a lot of her main rivals first up. She's a month between runs, tries 1,400 metres for the first time. She's ticked a wet track box. She's ticked it on top of the ground as well. So conditions don't really matter. She's had a really nice tick over trial since. She was going away from them on the line first up. So I think she's just better than them. And I think she wins. So I think take that $2.55. That's the best price available. That's with Boombet. So take that. J-Mac takes over. She's just too good for them. She'll be winning.
So exciting.
Then we'll have Enemo in the next race, and hopefully we get our Boom double. And I'm going to go have a little small play. So I didn't say how much I'm having on her. I'll have $60 on her. So then I have $30 to spend. I'm going to have $30 on Caulfield Race 5, number 6, Miss Hellfire. 9.10 best price available. That's with our friends at Boombet. So they're giving us they want to lay the horses that I want to back this weekend, which is pretty good. I think she's hard to beat. 1,100 metres first up. That was in the Rosebud. She didn't have the best of luck. She got clear late. She really surged through the line, and then she went to 1,300 metres. She took on the older mares, and she just found Roots and Twilight Affair too good. Twilight Affair, she'd had a couple of runs under her belt, and Tim Clarke decided to up the ante and really put the pressure on a long way from home. And this filly was chasing that speed, and she carried a lot above weight for age as well. So I think having that 1,300 metre run under her belt, tackling 1,400 metres, she's in a better position than all the other fillies in the race to get the trip. She maps to find the spot just behind the speed, handles all conditions. I think she's a cracking bet at $9.10. I think she'll be really well supported on the day, and I think she'll win.
We should have done that race.
I wanted to. I half did it.
Yeah, we've done it now. We've done it
now.
Done it now.
It's done.
It's done. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, Woody.
The only... Have you guys been keeping on top of the Mugs morals?
He's on fire, and he's added a second one this week.
It's the Mugs double. It's the Muggle.
Mugs morals.
Yeah,
the Muggle.
Put 2 in there, but I think he's 4 from 5 or something.
Fire. He's going well.
Yeah.
He's flying.
Jeez, his breakfast
Hope he doesn't
games.
tip one in my races because he's going too good.
You don't want to go head to head with the Mug. I've always said
No
that.
way. No way. Imagine if he tipped 3 losers in a week. Imagine if he'd just be eating a plate of dust.
Covered in sour cream. That dust got to taste like something.
Sometimes those meals just looking at them make me feel crook.
He said it's a roast pork last night. I said, well done, Mug. Did you cook that? You're right. No.
Just no. He had spaghetti bolognese the other night with a side of hot chips. It's just...
He's ordering from the kids' menu sometimes, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know. He'll have a steak and chips with a side of nuggets. It's just
he's living the life we all want to live. I'll be honest. I'll say it. I'll just say it.
Oh, I would wish for nothing more than to eat like that every day.
Yeah, and he's still stick skinny because he does 30,000 steps a day.
Yeah, I was trying to brag about how many steps I did when I did 10,000. He goes, "Oh yeah, I did 30,000 yesterday."
Yeah, shit's on that. But guys, thank you so much. Been a great pick-up on the weigh-in. So if you haven't listened to that, head back to that. Whatever format, whatever platform you're consuming this content on, make sure you give us a like or a follow or a rating or a review or something like that, because that's what gets us out to more people. Obviously, thanks again to the guys over at Bet for sponsoring this potty. And if you aren't on board with members only, now's the time. We're getting into some exciting racing. BJ, you've absolutely been on fire. I'm trying to convince our punters club to just do $60, $70 units. Because that's only like it's bigger, but there's 6 of us.
Okay.
So $10 units each.
700
essentially.
match bet.
Yeah.
She's got to get some wife. She's got to get some wife
Pat
permission.
is not allowing that. He wants us to have $200 units.
You struggle to get on some places.
He's an idiot.
Do it.
I want to change the name of our punters club to the investment group.
Do it.
The Horny Boys Investment Group, HBIG.
Do it. Have a crack.
HBIG.
So $200 units, you'd have to have 20k. 40k, sorry.
40k.
Yeah, 40k in there. That would be our recommendation.
Nah,
At
we
the
would.
leg up
It would
members only.
actually be less because if we did 5k each, it'd be 30,000. So it'd be $150 units.
Yeah.
We got a few
Is
blokes
it worth?
in there that
Is
are...
it even worth doing it at $150 units, Pat?
No, we've got a few blokes in there that are pretty big punters, so they should be ready to
Well,
launch.
sort it out, Pat. Get them on it.
This is Blake wrapping us up. Just do it. Just get
Well,
off the
we're
get
one
off
and
the
a
show
half
and do it.
minutes over. 1 hour. We've been going for more than an hour. Punts
okay,
today,
love you guys.
Shit.
Love you guys.
Love you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Hi guys, Mugs moral this week. Oh, we're still praying for Osberg to get out. Still hasn't got out now, and it's Wednesday night. Might get out by grand final day in the NRL. But new week, new track. Let's find a winner. The Mugs moral this week is race 3, number 7, Grace and Harmony. It was a good average run last start on the bias, was leaderish at Rosehill when it should have won on its own track. 1,400 metres wasn't its distance, but it looked a good bet. But this time, back to 1,600, J-Mac, barrier 5, it'd be midfield off pace. It's got to win before Waller jets off to England for the Queen's funeral. And another one Mug likes is race 9, number 9, Benno. It should have won last start. It got beat a couple of lengths to Knight's Order, no compromise. A numeric top run. It looks Rita Peak here. Pikey on board. Looks a winner. So, boys, the Mugs moral this week is race 3, number 7, Grace and Harmony. And the Mug also likes race 9, number 9, Benno. I like to say, go the Rabbits on Saturday night against the Mighty Sharks. And what does the Mug say when we find the winner? Go find your bookie. Good luck, and I'll be back next week for Golden Rose Day.